Hey guys, how's it going? Octopus here, and welcome back to Union Cross. We're going to be talking about the new Xemnas medal that just came out this morning in JP and will be coming out tonight for the global version. I want to start off by saying there's one reason you guys should pull for this medal, and that is its animation is absolutely amazing. If you guys have not seen the animation, Enelfin has it up on his channel. I'll leave a link in the description if I remember. If not, I hope you guys know who Enelfin is by now. So, is this a skip or pull? Remember guys, when I do these videos, it's to show you everything this medal is capable of. So it's up to you guys in the end if you want or not. I'm going to show you Keyblade setups. I'm going to show you compared to other medals. And when it comes to buff and debuffs, what you guys can use instead of this medal or that medal. So it's all up to you guys. Everyone's game's different. Make sure you make a decision according to your account. For a lot of people, this is going to be a skip. For some people, it's going to be a pull. And it's not really a pull because it comes with a pretty cool avatar board, which you get the 7-star version for 5,000 jewels, which is really good for these. But we're going to talk about all the downfalls and all the upsides of this medal. So starting off, the JP is where it came out first. I don't know what the global banners look like, but compared to the last ones, we know we're going to get a mercy pull, which is going to cost you 11,600 jewels if you want a 5 mercy this, but doesn't make any sense because you get a 6-star version where the avatar board is a 7-star version. In the JP version, you do get 3 gems for magic, which is really cool. He did come out as a reverse magic this time instead of a reverse power, which is different, but we are lacking in reverse magic medals. Not that he's that strong though. And of course, all the repeat medals. Hopefully in the global version, we don't get repeat medals and we get like 7-star tier 7s. Then the banner will be a lot more worth it since we're not getting gems, because last time we didn't get gems. So if they can take these away and put in, sub slots, that would be great for anyone chasing traits or wants a 6-star copy of this medal. But there is an avatar board for this medal, 5,000 jewels, you'll get it, and you'll get some trait medals along with skills, which is gonna be in here. So the avatar board for 5,000 jewels, you get a 7-star version of the medal, 3 trait rerolls, you're gonna get a skill, 3 gems, Huey, Dewey, Louie's, Chippendales, Sids, and Chippendales. So everything pretty much in here for 5,000 jewels. This is the best way to go about these for global and JP. I think buy the avatar board, 5,000 jewels, and get out of there. Forget about everything else. You're gonna get more trait rolls during the event, and the event itself pays for this avatar board easily. And if you don't fully complete it, you'll at least get up to half or more, depending how many quests you complete. And all you gotta do is pay 25 or 2,000 jewels for this. But if you fully complete the event, 5,000 jewels in your pocket. Now, speaking of the event itself, I've been seeing a couple people sending me messages on Discord. It is 2 turns. You have to beat this medal. It looks kind of tough, which we're going to go through when it comes out to global. I'll bring out my strategies for my main account, my free-to-play account, and I'll stay away from the Birth by Sleep trio for my free-to-play account and anything else that's ridiculous like Supernova medals. Just in case you guys didn't get Elsa, the Starlight medal, the Birth by Sleep medals, I'll stay away from all of that when I do my guide for the event. So, that being said, let's talk about if this medal is a pull or a skip for you guys. Personally, if you are going to go for it, go for that avatar board like I just finished saying. And if you do really want to chase traits, then yeah, you can pull some more. But whatever you get, hold on to your jewels. Jewels have the highest value, especially with tier 9s just around the corner and possibly tier 7 primes. Alright, so let's talk about Xemnas, the medal itself. What does he do, and is he good for you guys? So, starting off, he deals 8 hits for 1 turn. He raises your reverse strength by 3. He lowers your general defense, or not yours, but the enemy's general defense down by 15, along with the reverse defense down by 15 for overwrite. So, that means no matter what the opponent has, it can have plus 15 for their defenses. It'll go straight down to negative 15 instead of 0. It just overwrites it, erases theirs, and puts that on there no matter what. So, it does cost a huge 7 SP. It is AoE, and it only has 3 trait slots, but it is a tier 8, so it has a max multiplier of 31.98, which is it's really on the downside. It's like a tier 5 prime medal at best right there. So what else is really good about this medal is that it is the first medal in the game to have negative 15 reverse defense down, and on top of that it is overwrite, which is huge in this game. But is it enough to make you want to spend the gems for it or the jewels? So I'm going to compare this to a lot of medals that are currently in the game. We're going to build a setup, and I'm going to explain to you why I don't think it's as important as some people are making it out to be. It is not really worth the jewels, and again, it's only good for that animation, and I'm going to show you guys why. All right, so a little bit of history when it comes to reverse defense down. We started off with -2 on most of the medals that came out. -2 started off with Sephiroth, then went to Zaldin for JP, Vanitas, and then Xehanort. After that, our organization event of Lexaeus gave us -5 down, and that was huge. All we needed was one medal with 2, and then Lexaeus would do 7 for himself, which is incredible. But then Prime Axel came, and he was like, hey, I got all 7 for you guys. Don't worry about it. And then Shion came, I was like, hey, I got 7 and everything 7 for overwrite, so don't worry about nothing. So that was when the cap was 7 up, 7 down. And as we went along, more and more medals came out, especially the prime tier 5s that have -7 down anyway. So they maxed out that buffs and debuffs, gave you that general defense down that you needed everything in one little medal along with your buffer. So you just didn't need nothing. Then we came to the buff increase of 15 up, 15 down, which Lexaeus came out and she was like, hey, I get 15 up, and then 12 down and 7 down. And now Xemnas came out and he was like, hey, I got overwrite -15, -15. I can take care of all of that. Does that sound familiar, guys? Down over here with Lexaeus, it sounds pretty familiar, right? Whoa, we don't need as much medals anymore when they first increased that debuff or introduced the reverse defense down. But ever since Shion over here, it didn't really matter what you guys went for. It was all about multiplier and no medals needed utility because we have perfect 7 up and 7 down, along with stained glass medals and then foretellers, so on and so on. So I think this is just the beginning. And when you guys do have yourself a Kyrie or Shion that has overwrite already, you don't really need to worry about that -15 overwrite or -15 general defense down. Overwrite is right here. You would start off your Keyblade with Shion EX Plus. So let's start off with Shion EX Plus and let's talk about setups that work with Xemnas and why he also doesn't need to be there. Alright, so let's put Xemnas in second slot with Shion. Does that do it for us for buffs and debuffs? For anyone that didn't pull Kingdom Hearts 3 Kairi or Shion? No, we're not even close. We need 8 strength up, we need 8 magic strength up, 8 magic defense down, and still 5 reverse strength up. So he does not work alone with the Shion EX Plus. With Shion Kai though, which is right over here, Shion Kai, he does work out a little bit better. So if we go back to slot 1, we've got 15 up, 15 down already because it's Shion. And then when we go to slot 2 for him, he pretty much just adds that -15 down. Let me put him over here so it looks a little bit more. So Shion by herself, 15 up, 15 down, 12 across, 7 up, 7 down for reverse. Then you go into Xemnas over here, and now you got 15 down. So all you're getting from that is 3 reverse strength up and 8 reverse defense down. That's it. That's all you're getting from that. And what you might as well do, instead of trying to use him for that, just copy your Shion and you're good to go. And if not copying Shion, start with the original Shion and then go into the new Shion, which you're only missing 1 reverse strength up and 1 reverse defense down. Obviously, if you put this over here, you're going to get that, but he is not the only one that can give 1 up, 1 down for reverse. And especially, he's not good alone because he doesn't have any attribute magic up or down. It is incredible to see the first medal in the game with 15 down for reverse and general strength with overwrite. That's really good to see, but he can't work alone with any of these Shions unless you're someone who's super lucky and you did get extra attack on Shion. Then yes, by the time you hit your Xemnas there, you guys are good to go because Shion will cover all this, and all these over here without a problem. So this only works for people with Shion with extra attack. Besides that, you got to push him to the 3rd slot or it just doesn't work. And like I said, overwrite's not important because this Shion overwrites already, so his overwrite does not matter. That's all you're really looking at when you look at this medal. And again, Xemnas does have reset enemies counters, and that's a little bit of a problem sometimes, and sometimes it's for the better because the enemy counter could have went to 0 by him and he doesn't affect the enemy counter, which is really nice to have in an AoE medal. But after that, let's say you increase the enemy's counter and then he puts it back down to 1. If your next medal doesn't have overwrite, or sorry, enemy counter plus, you just hurt yourself because he reset whatever your Shions and your Kairis just did. But the point is he worth it just for that utility? No. He's not worth it just for that utility. In some situations, it will help out, but not enough to go spending your jewels on this when you should be saving up for potential Kairi or a Shion as they come out in a Mercy or better tier 9 medals that will have his buffs, or sorry, his debuffs. there's a history from over and over all this time. He is not going to be the only one with the negative 15. It's going to become a staple eventually. So is it really worth it right now? I don't think so, because it takes up to the third slot for him to kick in. And when you look at Keyblade setups, there is no third slot reverse there until you hit Moogle Glory, which is, yeah, that works there, but you're going all the way over here when that could be something else in a better position. Or if you go to the Diamond Dust, that's where he really works. So that works out really nicely, but again, there are stronger metals in the game when it comes to reverse magic, and he is not top of the list when you look at that. So take away the buffs and the debuffs, and we're going just for pure strength. When he compares to other AoE metals in the game, he's only sitting at a certain point here. So let's go for AoE metals. He is purely AoE, 31 point something. So he sits right beside the new Larxene, and then the tier 8 7 stars take over. And you guys have been pulling for 7-star tier 7s, and you probably have some PvP metals that you've been upgrading. So compared to the tier 7s down here, they're at 29s, where the Mickey is at 31 for single target. It deals more damage the higher the slot number. So he gets a 31.17, but if you want to use him in the beginning for his buff and debuffs, that's 26.88. He's going to be important because I'm going to compare him to this Xemnas. But when you look at strength, he is not the top of the AoE list at all. So you don't really want him for his damage, especially in PvP. That 31.98 is not going to do you good compared to anything else that's single target or random. So that means if we take him away and we bring in, let's say this was a different Keyblade, by slot 3 with Xehanort there, you're going to go perfect 15 up, 15 down, except for reverse up and down. So that's the only thing he has over these other metals, is that he will give you the rest that you need by slot 3 for up and down for reversed. So it is perfect when you compare it like that, but there's other metals in the game that will take care of this, along with doing some good single target damage and AoE damage along with them. And that is the prime metals, the tier 5 prime metals. They did really, really good. So I got to look for them because they're in the 26. They're not as strong when it comes to AoE, but they still do the damage for single target, which does make up most of the difference. So like Roxas, we go 1, 2, third slot, boom. We also have a really good metal for single target. His AoE is not as strong. It's a 23.85, but his single target is 35.90. So AoE damage, Xemnas, yes, does win. But for perfect buffs and debuffs, you don't need him for that aspect when it comes to that. And your prime metals do ignore enemies' counters, so it's no biggie either. That works out. You can use the Cloud, you can use the Riku versus Roxas, you can use Roxas and Xion. They all give gauges, damage enemy 0 parts, and countdown not affected. And they give you all the buffs and debuffs that you need. So, when it comes to, is he needed for his utility? I don't think so. He can't work alone, and by the time you hit the third slot, all your setups are pretty much going to do what you need them to do. The one thing about him is that, let's say you are using this setup right here, and you have a Kairi or Xion, and your first multiplier slot is this, you could put Xemnas there and activate Kairi or Xion's Supernova. So he does some damage there. Then he does overwrite for your defense down and your reverse defense down. So when you have him in the first slot over here, he's gonna go, you're gonna go Supernova slot 1. He's gonna get all the damage he needs. And then when you hit slot 2, you're going to go to 15 down for reverse strength. And by the third slot, all you need is something that gives you 3 up, 3 down, and 5 reverse strength up. So it does work out when you look at that way. Because of the Supernova, he could sit there and apply the overwrite, and then you use this to max out anyways. But again, you're not looking at anything special because he doesn't have the attribute strength up and down. And that is huge in PvP and PvE. You're missing that attribute and that reverse strength. It's just not going to kick it like something else. So you have to put him in the third slot, which really hurts this metal. And it's just not worth it in my opinion. Especially when you have a combination of the old Kairi or Xion and then a stained glass metal or an extra attack Kairi or Xion into a third metal that takes care of the rest. And examples of what takes him away that you don't need him is if you go reverse down and general strength down and you go look at your metals. So he's there, he does that perfect 15-15, but we're only looking for 1 and 1 when you go for Kingdom Hearts 3, or if you go Kairi, older Kairi, or Xion in this case, you have metals like Prime Yuffie over here. You have metals like Prime Mickey over here, which has a 7 down and 7 down. That's all you need. Then, of course, like I just said, you've got the Roxas medals, 7 down, 5 down, which is all you need. When you start looking into like the supernova medals, let's say you were lucky enough to get supernova medals like Sephiroth here, the Riku, if you're able to get the Starlight medal, when you put a medal like that in that last slot there, you go slot 1, 2, and then 3, even Sephiroth can't hit that 14 or strength up, but even Xemnas is not going to do that for you. So it doesn't really matter. The only thing you're getting out of that third slot is that Xemnas is going to have that 1 down, but he won't have the attribute strength. So yeah, you're getting that 1 reverse defense down, but you're losing out on that. Sorry, let me put Roxas back here. You're losing on that magic buff or any buff in general. See how Roxas gives you 3 and 3 up? You fix that situation there. Even with Kingdom Hearts 3 Kairi or Xion, you fix the situation of 3. Having that no attribute strength there and only getting that 1 reverse over other medals is not really worth it in my opinion. And one of the last things I want to point out, which is actually really important as well, is that the organization members, they've only got 3 slots, which is just not going to cut it, I think, as we go along. When you compare it to everything we've been getting right now, look at the new copycat medals, 5 trait slots. Look at the Birth by Sleep medals, 5 trait slots. They are supernova though. Previous supernova medals, 5 trait slots. When you look at the Starlight, the Elsa, when you look away from supernova medals and you go into prime medals, the prime medals from the collaboration, 5 trait slot. Older prime medals like Yuffie that came out, 5 trait slots. So on, Mickey, 5 trait slots, all the way down to the previous prime medals that we had, like the Roxas House comparing the Cloud and all that. They've got 5 trait slots, which is a big difference in damage if you get the right traits. Because right there, the Prime Roxas, 5 trait slots, which could do better than the Xemnas. And that's because Xemnas, if you're going to go for a perfect medal for PvE, PvP, extra attack, -60, plus 1000, depending on what you're doing for the 2 content, and that's all you can fit on there, is those 3 traits. So if you get extra attack, -60 aerial, -60 ground, that's all you got. No extra plus 1000 strength in there. Where the medals with 5 trait slots, extra attack, -60, plus 1000, or extra attack, -60 ground, and 3 plus 1000s, which strength is huge in this game. I showed you guys last time Coliseum, I made top 1000 because my Prime Cloud, whose AoE multiplier is only what, 23 point something like the other ones? So 23 point something with the Prime Cloud that I had from the Sephiroth banner. That with the plus 1000, -60 ground, I ended up beating top 1000 in Coliseum because he had 5 trait slots with a lot of plus 1000s. Only 2 plus 1000s and he was boosted, so that counts as 3. So having that ability to get prime medals that are boosted and also have the extra trait slots for plus 1000s beats Xemnas in my opinion as well. So keep that in mind. The trait slots are only 3 on this. So in the end, when you really look at it, Kairi or the Stained Glass or the Foreteller medals that pulled this off with Elsa, you guys are going to benefit because he'll be an attacking medal right away because he does finish off that 3 up and he gives you the 8 down. But again, it's not that big of a difference, and as we go through medals, having 8 reverse defense down with 3 up is every 7-star medal. It's just not worth that to kick in, but he does work with that right now. Kairi over here, or sorry, Xion over here, into an Elsa, into the Xemnas. That works out pretty good. And he could be over here if he wants to, and another medal over here to do the void of the rest there. So, in the end result, it is up to you guys what you want to do for this medal. But from what I look at, the benefit is not that high. He doesn't have attribute strength up or down, which is one of his biggest downfalls. But having that perfect -15 down, he will find situations where he will work, because he's the only one that can do that. And especially when you go into PvP and you need more medals to increase the buff and debuff because you don't have multiple Kairis and Xions from Kingdom Hearts 3. You guys don't have that, or you don't have enough of the old Kairi and Xion combination or Stained Glass medals. Yeah, he can kick in and do that, but again, it's only for PvP and possibly 1 or 2 situations here and there. I say wait it out, skip it, but again, in the end, it's up to you guys and what you have. If I did miss anything in this video or I screwed up anything, it is possible. I'm human. Let me know down in the comment section. I will pin it or heart it so everyone else can see. So if you are watching this, make sure to check the comment section just in case. But if you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll see you in the next one.